stuff that's in box, I made those are team leaders, so I mentioned it down low. So there's also stuff on the
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Five Towns Sound Gym right here at Five Towns College in Dix Hills, New York. I'm Mike Scudero, joined by Mike Calandra. How you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing great, Mike. It's so great to be back here calling this game with you.
That's right, and this afternoon we have a makeup game. The Five Towns Sound College men taking on the men from Pratt University this afternoon. Mike, what should we expect to see today?
What we should expect to see today is Five Towns to just go for it all. A lot of scoring, maybe from both sides. And Five Towns, they're going to be relentless coming off that big, huge win against Toro College on Thursday night.
That's right. So we're going to go to the in-game introductions now, and we'll have tip-off shortly for you.
This afternoon, it's the final home game of the season, and we'd also like to recognize the graduating seniors of our Five Towns men's basketball team. Our first senior, he's a 2-year member of the Sound program. After transferring here from Medallion College, he's a leader on the court, currently averaging 12 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. He will be graduating with a degree in business management. Let's give it up for Corey Jacks. Our second senior has been a member of the men's basketball team since athletics was brought back to Five Towns 3 seasons ago. During his time here, he has scored 496 points, averaging 11.3 points per game. A strong presence in the paint, he totaled 335 rebounds and 52 blocks. In 44 career games, he has 12 double-doubles, and he will be graduating with a degree in film production. Let's give it up for number 32, John Francois. Once again, congratulations to our graduating seniors. And now, fans, at this time, I ask everyone to please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. It is now time to meet the starters, first for the visiting canoers. At guard number 2, David Slezak. At guard number 3, Bubby Vernon. At guard number 3, Griffin Levine. At forward number 20, Akil Phillip. And at forward number 30, Titus Milliken. The head coach of the Canoers is Max Sass. Assistant coaches are Derek Spalanis, Jonathan Kalin, and Andrew Yolensi. And now let's meet the starting 5 for your Five Towns College Sound. At guard is sophomore from Bayshore, New York, number 3, Tyree Sawyer. At guard is junior from Freeport, New York, number 15, Anthony Priest. At guard, a freshman from West Hampton Beach, New York, number 25, Nigel Bradway Jr. At guard, a senior from Elmont, New York, number 12, Corey Jacks. And center, a senior from Huntington, New York, number 32, John Francois. The head coach of the Sound is Greg Drizdal. He's assisted by Skip Mark. Let's play ball. Bust down, Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana.
Well, everyone, welcome back to the Five Towns Sound Gym. After the in-game introductions and the ceremonies, congratulations to the seniors that are finishing off their Five Towns Sound career here. Been with the program for some time now, John Francois and Corey Jacks. Congratulations to them both. As we're getting ready for game time here as Akil Phillip from Pratt meets Jean-Francois at half court for the tip-off.
And there's that two-headed dragon for Five Towns College. Both tremendous careers, like you mentioned, going out with a bang today.
What an incredible play by Kyrie Sawyer to get the ball first. That's Jean-Francois down low. Francois is going to get called on the travel. Turnover for the Sound.
Now, that's something very unusual to start the game. A little traveling. Thought that was going to be an offensive foul for Five Towns as Francois showing the body contact right off the bat.
Milliken starts things off for Pratt. No score yet, just about 15 seconds into this one. Ball's blocked by Francois, but it goes out of bounds and it'll remain Pratt possession.
Good try by Pratt's number 30 in transition, fighting to the lane, but he was not just going to get through Francois right there. Big hand to stop him in front.
Francois standing at 6'7", such a big presence on the court there. That shot is missed by Bubby Vernon and rebounded by Priest.
Here comes Five Towns, pushing back in.
Jack's up top, goes to Priest. He dishes to Braithwaite Jr. To Jean-Francois at the free throw line, back out to Jax. Good ball movement by the Sound, pick set by Francois. Braithwaite into the corner. Kyrie driving right baseline, goes into the left corner for Priest. The shot is no good, but Jax is right there for the offensive rebound. He drives baseline as well, gets the ball out to Braithwaite Jr., and the shot clock expires as the ball goes over to Pratt.
A good try right there by Five Towns College as they start making their strong presence felt inside the basket, but they got to get that ball released a little quicker as they couldn't beat the shot clock.
So as you said, Mike, nice ball movement, but a little too much time with the ball as did Five Towns have. That is Slezyak now. He's by the free throw line, dishes out to Vernon. Over to Milliken. Into the corner for Slezyak again.
Watch out for number 3, wide open.
He goes down low to Levine. Levine pass to Slezyak. Shot clock going down for Pratt as well. Down to 3. The shot is no good. Kyrie Sawyer and Braithwaite fighting for the rebound. Sawyer comes away with it. And Sawyer charging to Braithwaite on the left side now. Gets right past Levine. His shot is no good. Francois, that big presence with the offensive rebound. Priest does not go for the 3. Jack's up top now. Jack's calling out plays. Shot clock down to 10. Don't want to run that out again.
Oh, absolutely not. You got to get shot off right here. Come on.
Jax takes his own shot. That one's no good. Kyrie Sawyer with the offensive rebound, though. Lots of offensive rebounding for Five Towns early on. And a foul is called that looks like a charge on Kyrie Sawyer. Another turnover for the Sound.
It's just so it's such a misfortune that Kyrie just got charged with that foul right there, because that was such a delicate maneuver, crossing him up so perfectly and trying to finish it up with the step back J.
So an offensive foul for Kyrie Sawyer, and Pratt gets it back. That's Milliken picking up the speed now over to Levine. Levine over to Vernon. Vernon charging. His shot is no good. Foul was called.
Good move to the basket by number 3 on Pratt, showing intensity as he fights his way through the crowd of white shirts down low. But this will give him a chance to finally get on the board, as we're now within 3 minutes to kick off this game.
That's right. Just over 2 minutes into this one. No score yet, but Vernon on Pratt has a chance to change that. First foul, that was on Jean-Francois, and Vernon's first shot is good. He gets Pratt on the board. His first point of the day. It's 1-0. And Vernon will step up for his second free throw attempt. And his second one is good as well. So 2-0 Pratt to kick things off here. They score first this afternoon as Jax will start things over for the Sound. Guarded up top by Slezyak, goes over to Priest, to Jean-Francois in the left corner. Back up top to Jax, over to Braithwaite Jr., back up to Jax. Lots of ball movement this afternoon early on for the Sound. Priest does not decide to take the 3. Jax driving to right side. That shot is off the hoop, looked like a pass, and
oh no.
That looked like it was off of Akil Phillip and went out of bounds. Looked like sort of a half of a pass, half shot to Priest, and it just bounced out around all over the place.
Oh, I know. That was like a fireball pass by Jacques right to the front of the net. I think that was Jacques that threw the ball in front of the net.
Yeah, and now Akil Phillip was down, looked to be in some pain, but he is back up now for Pratt. And Pratt's going to get the inbound pass now. That's Levine. He finds Phillip, who's trying to get past Francois with everything he's got, and he does.
Five Towns has to pull back here on the defense. Don't leave anyone wide open.
Vernon with the deep three-point shot. Vernon from downtown 5-0 Pratt.
Five Towns wasn't ready for that. They had to transition quickly, and they couldn't do it just at the right moment.
Anthony Priest tried to answer right back with a 3 of his own, but it was no good and went out of bounds. But Five Towns will retain possession. Looks like Corey Jacks will handle the inbound pass, and he finds Braithwaite Jr. Goes right back to Jacks, down low to Priest. Priest driving, and he scores the first 2 points of the afternoon for the Sound. It's 5-2 Pratt.
Going back to Pratt, Buddy Vernon, a strong impact early on in this game with 5 points on the board. And maybe got another.
And that is another 3, you're right, Mike, and from downtown in the left corner. It is now 8-2 Pratt. Bobby Vernon with all 8 of Pratt's points early on. Corey Jacks tries to find Francois, but it's taken away by Milliken and handed to Slesiak. Only Nigel Braithwaite Jr. on defense. Levine passes all the way out to Vernon, another 3-point attempt, and that one's no good. Jacks with the rebound. Kyrie Sawyer on the right side. Up top to Jacks. Jacks fakes the 3, goes to Braithwaite Jr., over to Priest.
Got to look for someone open. There's Sawyer.
Priest to Braithwaite Jr., goes for 3, and that one's no good. Offensive rebound by Priest. Nice play in the paint, and he finishes off nicely to add another 2 to Five Towns and his own point total. It's 8-4 Pratt.
Great work by the offense for Five Towns, not giving up on the play as Braithwaite chucked it up, and they were able to finish the job right in front of the net.
Vernon with another 2 points. He brings Pratt and himself to 10 points on the afternoon.
Vernon is just playing vicious right now, absolutely torching the Five Towns defense.
Gonna have to adjust if they want him to stop scoring. He tried to take the charge there, but there's no call. Jacks driving baseline, nice spin move. Kyrie Sawyer down low, throws a shot up. And that is an and 1 for Kyrie Sawyer. He draws the foul and will try to complete the 3 points.
Beautiful sequence by the Five Towns offense. And Sawyer right there, like I said before, he's going to be all over the floor in this game. A playmaking generator that the Sound will definitely need for this game.
Kyrie Sawyer in the last game against Toro on Thursday had 16 points. He's going to try to get his 3rd here, and it's no good on the free throw, so the score will remain 10-6 Pratt. Akil Phillips starting things over. And Levine will just pull up right away and take the 3 jump shot, and that is no good. Kyrie Sawyer fighting for the rebound. He breaks away fast, trying to go coast to coast. Nice Euro step in the paint, and he finishes and draws another and 1.
Remarkable job by Kyrie Sawyer. Like I mentioned before, he's going to make a huge impact today just based off his different tangibles he shows on the court anytime he steps on the floor for the Sound.
Pratt clearly doesn't like what they see because they take a timeout. Momentum gaining for the Sound after they find themselves down big right to start things. With Bobby Vernon doing all the work, Mike, he has all 10 points for them.
Oh, Bobby Vernon, he is just playing so explosive right now. Absolutely leading the charge for Pratt. And Five Towns, they need to rely on that type of player. And that type of player is the total counteract, and that's Kyrie Sawyer. Like we mentioned before, getting himself inside the paint and fighting through to get to the basket.
That's right, Kyrie Sawyer trying to break through with his 5th point after they'll try the N1 once this timeout is over. And Kyrie Sawyer, Corey Jacks, and Anthony Priest all having big presences in the paint. They all have 2 rebounds of their own. And you saw Anthony Priest with an offensive rebound before, then finishing off for another 2 points of his own. So the Five Towns Sound are doing good in the paint this afternoon. And now Kyrie Sawyer is going to try to complete his N1 and bring Five Towns within 1. Try to go for his 5th point on the afternoon. And that one's good, so now it's 10-9 Pratt.
Sawyer entering this game and with 65% from the free throw line this season.
Akil Phillips guarded heavily by Braithwaite Jr. up top. He's trying to charge, and the shot is waved off. As Nigel Braithwaite Jr. is called on the foul. It's his 1st foul in the afternoon.
Five Towns needs to watch out for that playmaking demon for Pratt, number 3.
Ball's being bounced around, and the ball's going to go the other way. Levine seemed to have touched it last, according to the referees, and Anthony Priest is going to handle the inbound pass.
Good job by Five Towns, learning from their mistakes, offering huge coverage against Pratt.
At times, we've seen heavy defense from this Five Towns Sound men's team. Braithwaite Jr. pulls up for 3. That one's no good, but Anthony Priest again with the offensive rebound and again finishes. 2nd time we've seen that from him this afternoon, and Five Towns has their first lead. It's 11-10.
Five Towns showing determination as they're not giving up on these plays, especially from 3-point land. They just get there inside the paint for the rebounds.
And Akil Phillip throws up a risky but nice shot to finish, and Pratt regains the lead. It's 12-11. We got a close nail-biter here. Just over 5 minutes in this afternoon. Kyrie Sawyer driving baseline, goes out to Braithwaite Jr., and that shot can't get the friendly roll. It's no good. Bobby Vernon starts things over for Pratt.
How did Kyrie get that pass off? He was forced out of bounds and somehow continued to make the play.
After lots of chaos, Five Towns comes away with it. Kyrie Sawyer all by himself. He's going to pull up for the three and hits nothing but net from downtown. It's 14-12 Sound.
It's a battle between threes on both ends as Kyrie Sawyer starts bringing the intensity and the electricity of Five Towns College with his playmaking abilities as well as his three-point mercenary.
Wide open, why not? That's Akil Phillip. Bounce pass to Milliken down low. Aggressive Five Towns defense, as you see, but there is a foul called. And it looks like that one's going to be on Nigel Braithwaite Jr. Milliken's going to head to the free throw line. Milliken for Pratt is yet to get on the board. As a matter of fact, the only one other than Vernon that's on the board is Akil Phillip, who just scored his first 2 points before, and Vernon himself has 10, but now Milliken joins the bunch. He makes his first free throw.
Five Towns has all this momentum going towards them, but you want to stay disciplined. You don't want to lead Pratt to the foul line and give them chances every time they can get a chance. You have to be relentless. You have to show no mercy. You have to keep that foot on the gas.
And his second shot is no good, so Five Towns will retain their lead, but just by 1 point, 14-13. Jacques driving hard, goes out to Sawyer. Sawyer faking threes, now maneuvers around, pick set by Shabazz, charging the paint. Nice finish by Sawyer. It is now 16-13.
Wow, what a play right there by Kyrie Sawyer.
Now driving hard as Phillip answers right back. It is now 16-15.
It's becoming a dogfight. Both teams counterattacking each other.
And now Anthony Priest pulls up for two of his own. We got a scoring juggernaut here between the two teams. Pratt and Five Towns is 18-15 Sound.
The energy in this game is starting to turn palpable as both teams are evolving with big-time scoring chances.
And Milliken's shot is good from downtown. He ties the game at 18. You feel the intensity building here in the gym, Mike. We got a good one here.
Oh my goodness, the floor is burning red hot.
Corey Jacques with a nice shot of his own, off balance with defense in his face. He gives the Sound the lead back, 20-18.
It doesn't get any better than this, Mike. Both of these teams are just giving every little bit of ounce of their playing capabilities in this one. Look at this.
Bobby Vernon pulls up, his shot is no good. The ball's being swatted around. It goes out of bounds. It's going to be Five Towns ball. Hamday, who entered the game for Levine, swatted it away, and the Sound retained possession.
That was a smart play by number 4, Hamday. Instead of just keeping the ball alive and possibly giving it away to Five Towns and leading them to a fast break, he just swipes it away out of bounds, just so we can get the defense regrouped.
Jacques now goes to Sawyer, down low to Francois. Francois charging against Akil Phillip. Nice spin move by Francois. We've seen that so many times from him in the paint for all 3 years he's been in this program. Another beautiful play by Francois, 22-18.
Don't let that height deceive you. He's got more than just in front presence. He can just absolutely spin around traffic. Great use of mechanics in front of the net by John Francois. And that's why Five Towns is going to miss him very dearly after this game. That's right, and Levine's three-point shot was no good when out of bounds. Five Towns has the ball back, and Sawyer now to Jacques. Jacques' shot off balance. Fadeaway is good. Nice jump shot by Jacques. It is 24-18 as Five Towns has really started to feel it ever since that timeout. Jacques very decisive in that sequence right there. He had Sawyer open, but he decided the smarter route was to just keep on going and try to get the shot off for himself. Look at this play right here. Gian in the corner was entered the game. His three-point shot is no good, but Akil Phillip right there for the offensive rebound. His shot was no good. Fight for it in the paint. Three players fall to the ground. It comes up with Five Towns as the ball is handed to Jacques. Keep it going. Jacques spin move off balance. His shot just misses, but John Francois is there for the offensive rebound. And it looks like there'll be an inbound pass, a turnover. Offensive foul for John Francois. He does not like that call. He is hollering to the referees as there is a lot of booing
on the Five Towns faithful side here in the gym.
It was turning into a slugfest down low after that three-point prayer from the right corner as Pratt begins to use and utilize reinforcements one by one.
Levine now.
And now you have Obasi Jackson on the floor for the first time today.
And that looks like a turnover for Pratt. Illegal screening by Pratt.
Hold on, Pratt, number 20. Heel fill. First foul. Team's third.
Five Towns will start things over. They still have their 24-18 lead. 11:07 to go here in the first half. Anthony Priest will inbound to Jax. Jax over to Sawyer. Sawyer dishes back to Jax. Fakes a three. Charges paint.
Oh,
nice move by Jax again, using the feet to his expertise in that paint. What a play. It's 26-18.
Jax dancing all over Pratt's defense inside the paint.
That one was tipped away by Milliken for a second, but now that is Levine in control up top.
Now, if you're Five Towns, you got to keep on. You just got to keep the man coverage going here. Don't leave anyone open for big chances.
Levine tried to pass down low in traffic. Shabazz came up with a knee hands to Sawyer.
You got Jax, you got Jax.
It's 1v1 on Jax versus Milliken, and a nice foot move by Jax again, and he draws the end one on top of it. It's 28-18, timeout called. Mike, how awake has this Five Towns Sound offense been since that last timeout? Unbelievable game play.
Oh my goodness, you just woken up the beast. If you're Pratt, those chances that you missed, those are some really costly mistakes now, as Five Towns is starting to turn it up a notch as they are reaching these ultimate levels of unknown proportions, as Jax is doing everything he can possibly to get points on the board, whether it's being a huge presence down low or just fighting his way through to the basket so delicately and so precise.
Definitely, we've seen a lot of offense from the Sound here. About midway through the first half, as there's 10:25 to go, your Sound have a 28-18 lead. And you know what else, Mike? You know, throughout that entire sequence, you have to notice that sitting on Pratt's bench throughout all that was Bubby Vernon. Is Bubby Vernon not being in the game, did that affect things for Pratt there?
I think it definitely did, because the fact that Bubby Vernon was on the floor, here's what I see when you have your type of star player on the floor. It feeds off energy to everyone else. Everyone else gets a piece of the puzzle. They start to gain momentum from it, and they contribute in more ways than you can possibly think. That's why as soon as Kyrie Sawyer was on the board, you see Jax with his impending maneuvers, round and round. Five Towns is just making the waves happen here in the first half.
And as you see there on the court, Bubby Vernon is back in the game for Pratt. That could certainly help things out for them. So it's 28-18 after that nice finish by Jax. Pratt gets the ball back.
But if you're Five Towns, you don't want to leave Vernon open. He's the reason why Pratt just instituted all these opportunities, and
Look here's another one. Priest swatting the ball away. He finishes, he throws it down. What a finish by Priest. You saw him doing that in practice. He does it in the game. Mike, what a finish.
I'm speechless. Holy mackerel.
Bubby Vernon, that lit up the gym, that's for sure. A heavy defense by the Sound, by Priest and Obasi Jackson, who has also entered the game. Levine pulls up for three. What an off-balance finish by Levine on the three-pointer from downtown. It's 30-21 Sound. What incredible gameplay we have seen from both teams.
It's a boxing match. Both combatants delivering left and right on the floor right now. Another shot.
Kyrie Sawyer is no good on his two-point jump shot. Levine with the rebound.
How'd he do that?
And he pulls up a nice floater shot, and that one is good. Another 2 points for Pratt.
Sorry about that, Mike, but how did he not get tripped up and lose balance? He kept on going.
The resiliency from both teams has been astounding. Jax throws one up, that one's no good. Another rebound by Levine, he's taking over here. A one-man army, hands to Gian.
Oh!
That shot is swatted away, goes out of bounds.
Sawyer came in flying.
He came in from out of nowhere, but Pratt is going to retain possession, but what a play on defense by Kyrie Sawyer.
Oh my goodness, this is what I mean. This is what I said before, a playmaking style by Sawyer. So versatile in every way possible.
Akil Phillip just decides to pull up for three and hits! With defense in his face, he said, oh, well, why not? And it worked out. It's 30-26. Obasi Jackson drives baseline. He throws one up and the shot is waved off. That was on Bobby Vernon.
His first, team's fourth, is a non-shooting foul.
Five Towns calling out plays. Jax with the inbound pass.
Sawyer's wide open.
He's going to go all the way out to Sawyer. Goes to Obasi Jackson. Obasi choosing whether to go for three or not. He doesn't. Hands the ball to Shabazz. Ismail Shabazz charges left baseline, tries to throw the ball in the corner, and the ball's going to go the other way after that one goes out of bounds.
Both teams are just delivering a tidal wave of point opportunities. And you still have so much time left in this half. 8:43 to go.
That pass was tipped by Priest. He was frustrated with himself that that was not a takeaway. Pick set by Phillips, shot by Levine. No good. Rebound by Sawyer. He'll start things over for the Sounds, slowing things down a bit. And the whistle is blown. Looks like Greg Drizel wants a timeout. Looked like he was talking to Sawyer there as he was going to the other side of the court, and then he immediately called timeout. Must have been some miscommunication, perhaps.
I think so, and if you're 5 Towns, I think you need, if you get stuck in those type of difficult situations where you have miscommunication, it's time to switch and call a different audible. You need a better way to continue to communicate so you can generate more points and add to the board. Because right now, you're only up by 4, and for 5 Towns, you don't want to just give them this, all of a sudden, this uproar momentum.
So much offensive firepower from both sides this afternoon. It's certainly been a fun game to call on our behalf, I'll tell you that.
Oh my goodness.
And what fireworks we're getting for the last game of the season this afternoon, of course. This is 5 Towns' final game as they are 8-8. They'll try to finish 9-8 on their 3rd season for the program. Anthony Priest hands to Shabazz up top. He bounce passes to Sawyer. Dishes to Jax. Jax down low to Shabazz, taken away by Phillip, and then Levine has it.
It looks like they were developing some type of 5 Towns special right there as they kept on handling it
and
to each other.
It's taken away by 5 Towns again. Jax going coast to coast and finishes yet again with his 9th and 10th points on the afternoon. It's 32-26 Sound.
Jax is just providing a ferocious presence on the floor as he finishes yet another basket in front of the net.
3 players now on the Sound in the double digits with 10. Sawyer, Priest, and Jax as Phillip takes a 3-point shot of his own for Pratt. That one's no good. Priest takes it away.
Phillips didn't have the distance on that shot, but look at Jax here. He's got some weapons wide open.
Shabazz with a 2-point jump shot trying to get on the scorecard. No good. Bobby Vernon with the rebound. He's going to slow things down for Pratt a little bit. 7:20 left to go in the first half. 32-26 Sound. Milliken loses track of his dribble, but luckily Levine, for Pratt, fortunately, is right there.
Watch out for Vernon, watch out for Vernon.
Pass to Phillip. Got Slezniak wide open, he decides to charge, and he loses track of his dribbles, taken away by Priest. Another steal for the Sound. Priest is charging, tries to throw one up, and a foul is called.
Anthony Priest is just all over the place right now. After that unbelievable one-hand slam, he's just going to try to bring more energy to this 5 Towns offense.
Akil Phillip talking to the refs. Seems to not like that call. That was a foul on him. Seems to be an understanding from both sides now as Priest prepares for his free throws. Priest has 10 points on the afternoon. And he misses the first.
Entering this game, Anthony Priest, the junior guard slash forward, 56% from the free throw line this season.
Looks like Slezniak and Phillip are out, and Gian and Hamday are in for Pratt. And Priest makes his second free throw, 1 for 2 from the line, gives 5 Towns a 33-26 lead. As Milliken is up top, guarded aggressively by Obasi Jackson. Bounce pass to Hamday, out to Gian. Over to Vernon on the right side. Vernon guarded heavily by Jax. Milliken down low. Taken away by Priest again on the pass. Shabazz charges hard. And it looks like that foul is going to be on Hamday. Tried to draw the charge there, but to no avail. And Shabazz is going to go to the line for 2 free throws. He'll try to get himself on the scorecard.
Ismail Shabazz, the junior guard/forward, 60% from the free throw line entering this game this season. Oh my goodness, just going back to that, that was such a crazy sequence as he just nearly climbs over the stature of the defense that Pratt provides to get to that basket. That
was definitely a high jump. And he did make his first free throw, so he'll try to go for his second and hit it. And he will do just that. 35-26 sound now. 2 for 2 at the line was Shabazz. Full court pressing a bit by Five Towns Sound. That has been their thing ever since the first year of this program. And a foul is called on Ismail Shabazz. He does not like that call.
You see Greg Jarzal, he's not happy about something. He is showing his displeasure with the officials on that call. Very animated right there on the sideline.
So Levine will handle the inbound pass. Levine trying to find anybody, finds Milliken.
Watch out for Vernon.
Vernon pulls up for 3, and that one is good. It's been a little bit while since Vernon scored, but he does so yet again. He has 13 points on the afternoon for Pratt, and it is 35-29 sound now.
Boisterous Bubby Vernon continuing to attack Five Towns' defense in any way he can.
And Priest hits from downtown. 3 points for Priest. Adds his point total. That's 14 for him now. It's 38-29 sound.
Priest bringing a polarizing presence onto the floor as he counteracts Vernon's 3 points from long range. Another one.
And Hamday for 3. No good. Right into the hands of Shabazz. He hands to Kyrie Sawyer, who's picking things up a bit. Goes into the paint all by himself. Throws a shot up. That one's no good. Obasi Jackson fighting for the offensive rebound. Hamday comes up with it. Nice play by Hamday to come up with the ball there. Levine thinks of taking a long 3, but decides otherwise.
Good, smart decision right there by Levine.
Pick set by Milliken. Levine charging the paint. And a foul is called. That will be on Obasi Jackson.
Got to continue to stay disciplined here if you want that lead to stay intact for you, because now that Bobby Vernon's starting to heat up again.
So now Levine will go for 1 and 1, which means if he misses, Five Towns defense will have a chance to get it. But he makes it, so he's going to go for a second. And there will be another switch by Pratt here. Slezyak comes in, and Bubby Vernon again will take a breather.
Now let's see if Five Towns will capitalize now that Vernon's on the bench now for number 2, Slezyak.
And Levine makes both of his free throws, bringing Pratt within 7. It is 38-31. Corey Jacks now. He dishes to Sawyer up top, bounce pass to Shabazz.
Keep control of it.
He almost loses track of his dribble, but gives to Sawyer. Into the right corner for Jacks, driving baseline. Jump shot, no good. Hamday with the rebound, hands to Slezyak, but the ball is tipped away. Jacks is on the ground with it. He tries to get up to Shabazz, and he does. Beautiful play by Jacks.
Oh my goodness!
Shabazz tried to charge into, goes into Gian very hard. And it does look like an offensive foul. Gian drew the charge. Pratt is going to take the ball back.
Intensity reaching new heights as Ismail Shabazz absolutely bulldozers his man in front of the net.
Levine now up top. He chooses to drive past Five Towns defenders, no good. Too much traffic in the paint there. Jacks has it. Pass over to Sawyer. Sawyer throws a shot up. That one's no good. Milliken was in his face. Shabazz throws a shot up. That one's no good. Sawyer with the offensive rebound and finishes. Nice work in the paint by the Sound, and it's 40-31.
The Sound will not be denied, especially when Kyrie Sawyer is on the floor just leading this offense.
4:20 to go here in the first half. 40-31. Five Towns has the lead. Gian pass to Hamday. Over to Slezyak. Slezyak, nice move past Jax.
Oh,
he loses track of his dribble, but there's a foul called.
I think the foul's going to be called against Pratt, or is it going to be up against Five Towns?
Seems to be a little bit of a huddle on the floor between the Pratt players. Seems to be a little bit of miscommunication with everybody.
I think this whole room is very confused.
5 Towns foul number 5.
So Ismail Shabazz ends up being charged with the foul.
For Pratt, with the foul, number 13, Griffin Levine, his second foul.
And Griffin Levine was fouled.
Shooting the technical with Corey Jax.
And there is a technical. So that is why you see Corey Jax getting ready to take his free throws.
Just at the right time, too, because Levine, I think he's starting to near towards substitution. Here comes Bobby Vernon. I think, no, they're going to wait for him to get back in after this shot.
And Jax makes both of his shots, bringing him to 12 points on the afternoon, and Levine will sit down. After the technical, certainly don't want to have that. Bobby Vernon comes in yet again. And now after the technical penalty shots for Five Towns, Slezyak will take his free throw attempts. And it was 1-1, so now that he made his first one, he can go for a second.
Interesting mechanics by Slezyak on the free throw. Almost like an overhead sidearm type action, as it's got a very distinct spiral movement heading towards the basket.
And his second shot is off the mark, no good. Priest with the rebound, gives for Sawyer. 4 minutes left to go. Abasi Jackson charging hard. He throws a shot up, and there is no call on the play. The sound players do not like that one. You can hear that. Bobby Vernon with the ball now.
And that could have been a traveling against Five Towns Abasi Jackson. There was a lot of tension from the Pratt bench, barking that the officials wanting a call.
And Milliken from deep hits another three-point shot. That is not the first time we've seen that from him this afternoon. It is 42-35 Sound. Sawyer, two-point jump shot is good. Nice way to keep the momentum going for the Sound. After that three-point shot by Milliken, it's 44-35.
Both teams getting leverage by using the long ball in this game.
Slezyak up top.
Milliken had the three-pointer, and then Sawyer answered back with a two-point jumper just inside the paint.
Hamday now over to Vernon, takes a three-point attempt. That one's no good. Sawyer with the rebound.
It's almost like the net is just asking for Vernon to hit it every time.
Abasi Jackson driving hard. His shot is no good. Gian with the rebound, hands to Slezyak, one-on-one, him and Priest. And Slezyak's shot is no good. Jax with the rebound. He's gonna go back to the other side of the floor, fast-paced again. He finds Kyrie Sawyer. Free throw jump shot is no good by the free throw line. That is Vernon with the rebound. Backtracks and takes it himself. Down low to Milliken. Gian running outside.
With a passing productivity in front of the net.
And Milliken down low, couldn't hit. He's gonna try to get his own rebound, but Jax is right there to take it away anyway. Bounce pass down low. That one was to Aaron Kennard, who is now in the game. And now Anthony Priest charging hard. He throws a shot up, and a foul is called.
Priest blazing in like a fireball, heading towards the net.
That one's going to be on Hamday.
Number 4, Hamday, his second foul. Team Dave, shooting Anthony Priest.
And this will give a chance for Anthony Priest to bring that momentum back to Five Towns, as this game, as both teams have been sharing missed opportunities.
And Priest's first attempt is good. Priest bringing himself to 15 points. Looks like Hamday's going to the bench, and Akil Phillip re-enters for Pratt. Priest will try to bring himself to 16 and the Sound to 46, and he cannot do so, doesn't get the friendly roll on the rim. And the Five Town Sound will maintain their 10-point lead. It's 45-35. Akil Phillip up top. Over to Gian, up top to Slezyak.
2 more agonizing minutes left in this half for both of these teams.
Slezyak rolling right off the front of the rim. Did his shot, and Jacques now starting this over. Loses track of his dribble for a second, but maintains possession and hands to Priest. Priest up top calling out plays. And
Nice
Kyrie Sawyer. That is Corey Jacques. His three-point jumper is good. From downtown, Corey Jacques is good. Gives the Sound a 48-35 lead.
And it does count. Had his foot nearly just on the line right there, but a good job by Jacques to stay within distance.
Anthony Priest is called on that foul. Looks like Akil Phillip will be heading to the free throw line. So he will go for 2.
5 Towns, I would say 2 more points, and they are on the verge of breaking this one out.
And Phillip's first shot is no good. And it looks like Levine is re-entering the game. And Milliken takes a seat.
I should say they're 2 more points from breaking this one open.
And his second shot was no good as well, so Phillip 0 for 2, and it's taken away by Corey Jacques. And he fakes a 3 himself again. Goes to Aaron Kennard, he goes for 3. That one is no good. And that'll be a turnover.
First time we're seeing Kennard contributing to the mix.
And that will be on Obasi Jackson, as Akil Phillip is on the floor, seems to be in some pain, but his teammates help him up. So that'll be Obasi Jackson's second foul on the afternoon. So Phillip gingerly making his way over to the free throw line for his 2 free throw shots.
Definitely not what you want to see if you're Pratt. You don't want to see one of your best players with an injury like this, especially when you have still another 20 minutes of basketball left to get yourself back in this game.
And he gets back into his groove at the free throw line again after going 0 for 2 in his last appearance, hitting his first. And he'll go for his second. And that one is no good, so 1 for 2 at the line in that appearance. Anthony Priest tried to save it, falling out of bounds. Pratt is going to retain possession, it seems. And Gian will take a seat, and Milliken re-enters for Pratt. Slezyak will handle the inbound pass. 1:19 to go here in half number 1. 5 Towns has a 12-point lead, 48-36. Akil Phillip charging hard past Jackson. He falls down, and he's called on the travel. So 5 Towns takes the ball back as Akil Phillip went tumbling to the ground again. Definitely getting banged up this afternoon.
Insult to injury right there against Phillip, as he thought he had the momentum going past 5 Towns' defense, and instead just couldn't control his feet in the process.
So Sawyer, nice foot movement in the paint yet again, but he can't finish. That's Akil Phillip with the fast break, taking it away on the rebound. He stops in his tracks, goes all the way over to Levine. Levine fakes a 3, then takes it. That one's no good. And Slezyak swoops right in out of nowhere for the offensive rebound. Bubby Vernon now up top.
Vernon is vicious. Got to watch out on him at all times.
He tried to charge the paint. He's got 5 Towns defense in his face on the floor, and they do take it away after all. That's Anthony Priest with the fast break. Nice bounce pass into the paint for Jacques. But the play cannot be completed. It goes out of bounds, and Pratt will take the ball back with 36 seconds to go in the first half.
Whew. What a sequence right there.
Coach Drizel seems to not be too pleased with that sequence by his Sound men. Bounce pass into the paint in traffic.
It was the right idea if Jacques wasn't covered so tight heading towards the net, and with a lot of both with this team traveling at a lot of velocity, it was going to be very difficult to make that play happen. But it was a good idea to try to get something going here late in this first half.
So Levine definitely slowing down the pace here. He's taking his time.
Playing mind games. Clock dwindling down now to 17.
We're still waiting for him to make a move, and he does. He's going to charge hard. And that shot is blocked, taken away by Jax. Now the ball is loose and a foul is called. Bubby Vernon went down to the floor hard. He seems to be hurt.
Goodness gracious. This is not what Pratt wants to see. They got lucky with Phillip when he was hobbling down the court. And Vernon, like you said before, he's in the mix of this physical battle. He's getting banged up. His body's just getting torqued left and right, and that's because Five Towns they need to cover. They're learning to have to cover him at all times, as he's been producing the most points so far for Pratt Institute.
And he got the foul charge him as well towards Corey Jax, who's taking his free throws, and he hits his first. After this second free throw, the shot clock will be off, and Five Towns will try to go into the half without allowing Pratt to score once more. And he makes his second. It's 50-36. Pratt is going to have to hurry up. They have just 8 seconds left in the first half. Levine.
Time management will be big here.
Hard. Three-point shot is no good. Anthony Priest, he's going to hand it to Sawyer, try to get a shot off, and it is not in time. And that is the end of the first half, and the Sound will take a 50-36 lead into the locker room, Mike. What a first half we had.
That was, oh my goodness. The energy is just off the charts right now. Both teams are just bringing the heat, battling back and forth. It's becoming not just a scoring battle, it's becoming an all-out war. Everyone just throwing their bodies inside the paint, throwing risky passes, taking all these big opportunities just to get points on the board. And right now, Five Towns, they've busted this score open, but like I said, going into this next half, they cannot let off the gas. They got to be all systems go for the rest of the way, the next 20 minutes.
I mean, it is obvious that, on both sides of the ball, the teams are battling their hearts out, Mike. I mean, it is the physicality that we saw in this half. All the three-point shots, all the drives to the basket, all the hard tumbles to the ground, and the neck-and-neck gameplay. We saw the score was so close for so much of that first half, and it has just been an unbelievable first half here this afternoon. You could definitely tell that the players want to leave it all out there on the court for their last game of the year.
Absolutely, and if you're Five Towns, the way to win this game, you just got to continue to have that drive and ambition going forward the rest of the way. And in no time, you'll find yourself with a record of 9-8.
There you go. Now on the scoring behalf, on the Five Towns Sound behalf, you have Corey Jax with 17, Anthony Priest with 15, you have Kyrie Sawyer with 14, and you have Shabazz and Francois with 2. And on Pratt's end of things, you have Vernon and Levine each with 10. You have Phillip with 8, Milliken with 7, and Slesiak with 1. So a lot of scoring to go around. Five Towns with a 50-36 lead going into the half. They're going to try to finish their season out with a win to make themselves 9-8, as Mike said. And we will see if they can do that in the second half. We'll have second half basketball for you right here at the Five Towns Sound Gym right after this.
Moving Day is a great experience for any incoming freshman. It's sad to see that, you're saying bye to your parents, but it's also great to say hi to new people that you never met before, people that you're going to graduate with, people you're going to study with, people you're going to experience Five Towns with.
I got to meet a lot of different people, and I also got to see some faces that were from my high school. The staff here is fun. They're nice people. They really want to help you succeed and everything.
I think our staff did an incredible job of welcoming their students and providing an efficient and organized process for move-in, and especially with all the events happening as part of our week of welcome, I really think we're showing them what their year at Five Towns can truly be.
My My favorite part of s'mores night is how many people actually don't know what s'mores are, and watching their face when they have like all the textures and the tastes at once, and they're like, wow, that tastes so good. Like it's just, it's funny, it's humorous, and it's cool, it's fun.
These events are important for students. It helps them connect, it helps them get to know each other. They're fun. A lot of our students come out and they just kind of mingle. It's good, especially in the beginning of the semester. It kind of gets them the blood pumping and it gets them the spirits of Five Towns going.
It builds a sense of community. You get to know your leaders, your pro staff, and it's just a great way to mingle and make friends.
So right now we're hosting the Radio Club kickoff party.
I think it's pretty cool that we have a freshman showcase so early because a lot of times you don't know what people are doing and what their talent and ability really is, and you can also see how you can use people if you like need someone to help you out with something.
Don't you know I sit around with my head hanging down and I wonder.
I just think it's a good opportunity. Some people probably never really had the opportunity to perform or really just showcase their talent, and this is like a first step. Getting like your first jitters out so soon and so early.
Release my body, I wanna stand on the edge of the earth. Be released and live in my rebirth. I think I'll kick it down the street. That's the way to treat a friend. How you are.
Maybe some people didn't do the freshman showcase now, but then showcases forward, they'll be like, why not try to do every showcase I can? More so just giving an opportunity for us to perform is just a great ability to have.
Of course we keep on going. Be cool, go on and fake it. We make the same mistakes we always made, and now let's face it.
For more than 3 decades, Grammy-nominated pianist, composer, and arranger David Benoit has reigned supreme as one of the founding fathers of contemporary jazz.
Getting a college education now is more important than ever, especially considering that now we're moving into more advanced technology. I think education is more important. So a combination, follow your passion, but also back it up with some education. I like the feeling in the room today. There was a lot of heart and a lot of pride, and it just came through in the performances, so it was really nice to see all that.
Norm Lewis is the quintessential American Broadway musical actor, a triple threat, outstanding acting, dancing, and singing abilities.
Go to school, get your degree, because it means so much to have that piece of paper. I'm 55 right now, and this is my first time having something like this, so I'm really honored, and now I don't feel like
So it's today for my business seminar class, we had a presentation to do on entrepreneurs. We just looked around for different entrepreneurs in different aspects of the industry that we're currently in. Prior to the presentation, I had about a week or two to prepare. I went online and I found information about Dr. Dre, which is an entrepreneur that I admire very much, and I was able to acquire the information, jot it down, and put it in chronological order and be able to present it to the class and still be able to educate students on what he has done and how he has impacted not only us personally, but everyone in the industry. He met a lot of complications along his rise to being an artist, and then one of them being the controversies, a lot of controversies that circulated, not only him, but his group and friends of NWA. Their explicit lyrics of the street life in Compton was very much censored, not only in the media, but radio. These type of assignments are always very interesting to me because it not only gives us a look at other artists and other people that we aspire to be like, but we can also learn from their mistakes and the way they have risen to the top in the industry. I think that's what makes Five Towns a very special place here, to be able to learn from other people, not only here at the school, but as from in the industry surrounding us as well.
Getting everybody together in such a short amount of time, because we only had 2 weeks to get this together. So, I mean, timing is pretty much the biggest part of hosting an event this big.
It was a great feeling, definitely it being Black History Month. Me being a black man, it was just an honor to be on stage and be with so many talented other people.
It was really different because I'm an actor, I don't dance. Well, I dance, but not that kind of dance. So it was like a new thing to like do, and I really enjoyed it.
This comes from my heart. So I wanted to let all these students here know that their talents are here to stay, and that they mean something to this college.
Film Club, essentially we are here for students who, in short, want to make films. But we're here to incorporate all majors. We're trying to make this more of a professional setting, so we're going to teach kids how to do pre-production, post-production, as well as regular production, and teach them all the ins and outs of the trade.
Out of all of them, what most interested me was the Esports League of Legends Club right over here, right behind me. They got some cool things going on. They're making more options, not just League of Legends, they're doing other games and stuff like that. It's going to be interesting. Very fun semester.
So today for my business seminar class, we had a presentation to do on entrepreneurs. We just looked around for different entrepreneurs in different aspects of the industry that we're currently in. Prior to the presentation, I had about a week or two to prepare. I went online and I found information about Dr. Dre, which is an entrepreneur that I admire very much, and I was able to acquire the information, jot it down, and put it in chronological order and be able to present it to the class and still be able to educate students on what he has done and how he has impacted not only us personally, but everyone in the industry. He met a lot of complications along his rise to being an artist, and then one of them being the controversies, a lot of controversies that circulated, not only him, but his group and friends of NWA. Their explicit lyrics of the street life in Compton was very much censored, not only in the media, but radio. These type of assignments are always very interesting to me because it not only gives us a look at other artists and other people that we aspire to be like, but we can also learn from their mistakes and the way they have risen to the top in the industry. I think that's what makes Five Towns a very special place here, to be able to learn from other people, not only here at the school, but as from in the industry surrounding us as well.
What's Up Five Towns is a new radio show that we are hosting this semester. It's coming from the Office of Residence Life and Student Activities. The concept was initially proposed by Ken Wiley, who's our Director of Student Activities and Associate Director for Residence Life. And we just wanted to find another way to let students know about all the exciting events and activities that are happening at Five Towns, have an opportunity to discuss important topics, things that are relevant to our student body, things that are happening, and our own interests as well.
They just have to plug into the plug and play, and it'll play over the overhead bows.
Yeah, I mean, it looks awesome down there. I know that obviously we got some other plans down the pipe. You're talking about hopefully painting and some new PlayStations and TVs. What do you got planned in the future for us?
We're excited to invite on a number of different student leaders, student athletes, and special guests from the community at Five Towns to be a part of this. And ultimately, media and production are at the heart of what we do at Five Towns, and so this is just another way for us to be a part of that and to join our students and meet them where they're at.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Five Towns Sound Gym right here at Five Towns College in Dix Hills, New York. Once again, I'm Mike Scudero, joined by Mike Calandra. We're getting ready for some second-half basketball between the Five Towns Sound men and the men from Pratt University. It's been a real good game so far, so let's pick things up on the court.
It starts off with Pratt as they enter this second half, down 50-36, as they start moving the ball very elegantly around the arc. Levine. Bounce pass to number 30, Milliken, goes out of bounds off of Five Towns. Brought back in, now it's handled by, here's Milliken with a big shot from deep. It takes a bounce off the glass and it's recovered by number 25 for Five Towns. That is Nigel Braithwaite.
Pretty good try by Milliken. We've seen him pull up for a lot of threes this afternoon.
Stolen away by Bubby Vernon. Lost it in his tracks, and it's picked up by Milliken, and now Pratt will reset. Nice move by Levine, intercepted by Braithwaite, and Five Towns defense standing their ground in their own zone.
Nigel Braithwaite Jr. with some reflexes on him.
Priest from the left corner hits it for three. And the Sound continue to roll over Pratt Institute as they lead by the score of 53-36. Here's a chance for Milliken as he drives in fearlessly to the basket, and he puts it home for two. Braithwaite steps back. Jacques directing traffic. Braithwaite for three. It rattles off the rim, and the rebound is recovered by Bubby Vernon. Vernon. He's got his man. And his man, number 20, Akil Phillip, rolls it in to make it 53-40.
Akil Phillips, so athletic. You see him going right into the paint, off-balance shot, and finishing nicely.
Corey Jacques spins his way free for two, and it's 55-40.
Same thing applies for Jacques this afternoon. We've seen a lot of athleticism in the paint down low from both teams.
A lot of these players on the floor so agile. Here's a big shot for 3 from deep by Phillip, and it misses the mark. Oh!
That's a nice play by Jacques there.
Oh, I should say, took the words right out of my mouth. The shot by Jacques is recovered off the glass by Vernon. And here comes Pratt. Vernon guarded by 2 men. Driving to the lane, number 2, and he will draw the foul.
Yeah, that one's going to be on Anthony Priest, Mike, and you said it yourself, Bubby Vernon under double coverage may have seemed in halftime, 5 Towns went over the game plan and they said cover Bubby Vernon more.
Exactly, because he's the one that's been generating a lot of these points for Pratt, and he's actually the one that really got the turbines going for both teams in this game. He was the one that's really kicked off the energy that's yet to be slowed down.
You're right, the first 10 points of the game for Pratt were all by Bubby Vernon.
First shot by Slezniak does not go, so he'll get another try at it. Pratt staying tough. They're hanging in this one. And they start bouncing away for it. Now here goes 5 Towns. It's Jacques pumping the brakes, trying to set things in motion once more. Here's Francois turning away from the pressure, and it rolls off the rim. It's recovered by Bubby Vernon. Long stretch pass to Levine. Levine under pressure, banks it off the glass for 2.
Definitely lots of traffic in the paint. That was a very impressive play by Levine to finish nicely on the 2 points there.
And 5 Towns will call a timeout to get their players reorganized. And so, Mike, 5 Towns here with a big lead, 55-42. But for Pratt, what is the game plan for the rest of the next 18, 20 minutes?
Well, a big thing for Pratt that they have to do for the remainder of the second half, rather, is that they definitely have to improve in their play in the paint, because we've seen a lot in the rebounding game. The Sound are coming up with offensive rebounds. Yes. They're coming up with their defensive rebounds. I mean, there is a bit of a height advantage, especially with Jean-Francois standing at 6'7" on the floor. That'll definitely be a height disadvantage for Pratt. So they definitely have to do better on rebounding, and their shots have fallen a lot this afternoon. They're not behind by a whole lot, only by 13 points. And like you said yourself, 17 minutes left to go. This game's not over yet by any stretch.
Oh, absolutely. Here's Kyrie Sawyer generating more beautiful plays as this ball will roll off a body in front, and Pratt will regain control of it once more.
And of course, keeping up on defense is also very important, and they just did that there, very aggressive defense.
Slezniak, pressured by Braithwaite, will throw it across to Phillip. And the Cannoneers will try to provide more fire in their offenses. This is going to be whistled for a foul against Anthony Priest. And for 5 Towns, you want to continue to stay disciplined, especially with a lot of time left to go. And Pratt just not too far behind, not too within from behind. Here's Bubby from 3-point land. It rattles off the board. It's recovered by Priest. Almost a collision, miscommunication right there between Jacques and Sawyer. They work their way free as Braithwaite throws it up from the right side. It's recovered by Levine. Levine brings it back in as he dances his way delicately around everyone. And a charging foul will be called against Pratt.
Yeah, that'll be against Slezniak, and Jacques was the one that drew that charge. Nice play by Corey Jacques.
And Jacques will bring it back in. Sawyer at the top, lays it into the hands of Priest. Defense will be tough here by Pratt. Jacques can't fight his way through, and here comes Pratt Institute. Phillip nearly bulldozing his way home. What a move by Sawyer! Flips it in front to his man, but it's recovered by Phillip off the glass. Phillip pumps the brakes. Levine sets it back for 3. And that ball does not go home. It's recovered by Francois. The whistle is blown, and Mike, the intensity just continues to roll on in this game.
Absolutely, back and forth, up and down the court for both teams, trying to finish nicely in the paint. Could not. and it all ends with a foul there. So that was, like you said, a lot of physicality and a lot of intensity, as we've seen all afternoon long, Mike.
But how about that incredible maneuver by Kyrie Sawyer at midcourt? What'd you think about that?
We've seen that for all the 2 years that he has been on this program. Behind the back moves and just really fast paced, nice dance moves with those feet of his. He is just so athletic.
You mentioned dance moves. If that's the case, he can be good at doing the electric slide, as this one is jostled between both combatants in front, as that was Phillip going down in a heap. He's been bumped up a lot in this game.
Yeah, he has definitely been moving gingerly throughout the court at times throughout the game. He has taken some hard tumbles to the floor, and there is no doubt about that.
He's staying tough, and that's what you want to see from all of your players if you're both on both sides. Here's Levine. Trying to start something here as he almost gets it ripped out of the hands by Shabazz for 5 counts. Levine twisting and turning his way, trying to escape from the enemy. Levine to the basket, loses the handle of it, but now here goes 5 counts as they collect it again. Priest off to the races, to the net. Rebound is fought away by Phillip, and Phillip somehow is able to manage to break through the hole, but the whistle is blown to put that to an abrupt end.
That's right. Again, a lot of aggressive gameplay. Started out by more aggressive 5 counts defense, and a breakaway attempt by Phillip. It results in Kyrie Sawyer getting another foul.
Phillip takes the pass from Slezniak. Now Phillip's going to have a little bit of trouble here as he tries to work his magic around Priest. And it does work as he draws the foul on Anthony Priest.
Anthony Priest does not like that call. He was very vocal with the referees and is walking all the way to the other side of the court. And you can't blame him. A lot of the 5 Towns faithfuls hollering about that one. And you have to also be nervous if you're Priest, because you might have to dial back the aggression a little bit, because he's also at 4 fouls now, Mike. 1 more and he's out of the game.
Absolutely. It's all about player psychology. You got to stay disciplined if you're 5 Towns College, especially when you're within 1 foul from being kicked out of this game. You don't want to all of a sudden have 5 Towns, your team, utilize players that are just not experienced in this type of atmosphere of play, because right now it's been fast-paced. Both of these teams are showing resiliency, like you mentioned before, and you still have a lot of time left to go in this game.
That's right, and those 2 shots were taken by Slezniak on the technical, so that was on 5 Towns. So you have to be careful not to get those calls on you either.
Now a whistle is blown as more miscommunication ensues between the officials as they try to figure out what's halted the play.
Yeah, it looks like Anthony Priest is on the sidelines now.
And they will press the start button once more in this second half as there's a risky pass across by Phillip to Levine. Now Levine has to back up as he's being pressured so deeply by 5 Towns as Slezniak is able to smoothly get his way to the basket for 2. It's 55-45, a 10-point game. Sawyer tries to punch his way to the basket, but he couldn't, and he'll draw a foul against Milliken.
Shooting is Kyrie Sawyer.
And Kyrie Sawyer's 14 points the afternoon. He's going to try to get to 16.
Sawyer gets the first shot. Keep an eye on Anthony Priest, waiting to get back in this one. Sawyer gets the lucky bounce on the second shot, so he's 2 for 2 in that sequence. It's 57-45. Pratt bringing it back up. Here's Levine accelerating to the basket. He's got a wide open man, Slezniak. Phillip pumps, waits, shoots, scores!
We've seen Phillip be a sharpshooter from beyond the arc like that, and he does it yet again there.
Three-point dagger by Phillip. It's 57-48. Long-range jumper from deep by Braithwaite. Tries to get the crowd riled up once more. And a foul against Pratt, which means they'll have to relinquish the ball back to Five Towns. And that's on Slesiak, so he'll go off the court, and in comes that man, boisterous Bubby Vernon. The man that ignited it all at the start of tip-off with his 10 enticing points.
And Gian goes with him as Milliken also takes a seat next to Bubby on the bench.
Jocks looks for his target open. He can't have a handle on it. Vernon almost ripped it away from Sawyer along the wall, and that could have been disastrous for Five Towns. Brought back in by Pratt. It's Levine. Levine. Ooh, what a move right there. Phillip. Got the three-point jumper last time. Levine with a chance from deep, and it just short of the rim. Five Towns recovers it. Shabazz works his way free as he tried to tuck it under his arm and make his way to the basket. Here comes Phillip once more for Pratt. Levine. Phillip goes down as he was crashing to the floor hard. Slow to get up, and now Sawyer gets a hand in the face by his counterpart, number 3, Bubby Vernon.
The physicality is staying high up. Phillip going to the floor. Kyrie Sawyer versus Vernon. Still lots of physicality in this one.
I'll definitely tell you one thing. Everything in this game is ramping up from three-pointers through just contact all over the floor between both of these teams. (57-48), 13:23 to go. Five Towns still on top. Here's Braithwaite. He tries to muscle in, but he plowed right through Levine. And it's going to be an offensive foul against Five Towns.
They didn't like that call. That's going to be his third on the afternoon, Nigel Braithwaite Jr.
A strong display of defense by Pratt Institute's Levine as he stands tall against that rough bump in front of the net.
Now they just said the foul was on Ismail Shabazz. They said it was on Braithwaite Jr. at first.
Oh my goodness, and here's Milliken from deep from the left corner. He's got the fans going from the Pratt side, who made the long journey to FTC today. He's got them going as he connects with a three-pointer from the left corner. Sawyer, jumper, he's got it. 59-51.
That is a very important shot with Pratt gaining momentum. Not as much scoring going on for the Sound. Kyrie Sawyer getting them back into pace.
Bobby Vernon from the left corner, he's got it. It is now 59-54.
Got a close one here, Mike, and Bubby Vernon is now at 16 points, doing so much of the work for Pratt.
A foul called against, I believe that was, it is Bubby Vernon, the man that continues to bring the electricity on the floor for Pratt Institute. So he's now on the bench. Now Five Towns will inbounds it. It's Jocks with a whole crowd in front of the net.
And Mike, it is also worth mentioning that was Bubby Vernon's 5th foul, so he is out of the game.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
a big advantage for the Sound.
That definitely is, and there's a big time collision in front of the net. Pratt able to escape free with the ball. Levine, nice speed in front to Phillip, who lays it home for 2. It is now a three-point game as Pratt climbs their way back from a huge deficit to be within Five Towns' reach.
Pratt's faithful making a lot of noise on the other side of the gym, and they do have a right to do so because they're now within 3 points after they were back by 14 coming into the second half. They have fought their way back Five Towns offense has slowed a little bit, even though they're still showing some aggression. Their shots just have not been falling, Mike, and at times they're taking bad shots as well, and Pratt is staying resilient. With 11:47 to go, we have another nail-biter on our hands. It's only a three-point game.
Oh my goodness, this is incredible. I mean, if you're Five Towns, now that Bobby Vernon's, I think Pratt is starting to learn from what happened the last half when Bobby Vernon was not on the floor. They couldn't generate chances, and Five Towns was able to capitalize. As the #1 mercenary just wasn't out there bringing the energy to Pratt. But now you're starting to see everyone contributing for Pratt. As I don't know what the head coach Max Sass said in the locker room for Pratt, but it is definitely working.
It is, and they're going to have to keep it going now, because their game plan is certainly going to have to change a bit now, Mike, because as I mentioned before, it bears repeating because he's done so much work for Pratt this afternoon. Bobby Vernon is out of the game. He fouled out. So the players are going to have to grind a lot for these last 11 minutes and 47 seconds to keep up the pace with the sound.
This will be brought back in by Braithwaite. Here's Corey Jacques. Him and Jean-Francois, the two-headed dragons, trying to finish off on a high note in their careers at Five Towns, and that one is put home by Jacques again.
That was a nice shot on the baseline, off balance, and got the friendly bounce. Nice job by Corey Jacques. So now it's over 20 points.
61-56, 20 points for Jacques. I think Sass wanted a call right there, as he was very disappointed about something on the sidelines, as he was showing his displeasure to the official, not making that call. Shot by Pratt didn't go. Here's Sawyer, trickery too, maneuvering to the basket, but a foul is called against.
Right foul is 30.
Number 30, Milliken. Yeah.
Third, and that is team 7, shooting Tyree Sawyer.
I'll tell you one thing, both of these teams, there's a lot of discipline they need to be able to take from this game to establish something going into next season. It's going to be both of these teams trying to stay disciplined, because it's the reason why this game has been really close. Both of these teams just giving each other free throw line opportunities, as Sawyer takes another journey over there. Second attempt doesn't go, it rolls off the rim, it's recovered by Phillip. And here comes Pratt back on the offensive attack.
Kyrie Sawyer with a rare both misses on the free throw line appearance there.
Phillip will try to get something going. Milliken, step back, Jay, off balance! He's hit it again! It is 61-59.
And with Bobby Vernon out of the game, it seems Milliken has taken over. He's 4 for 5 from 3. He's red hot from 3 land. They have got to do some better guarding on him. And again, this is an even closer game now. You're now down to a 2-point deficit if you're Pratt.
Absolutely. The 3 ball is playing a huge role for Pratt Institute today. And it started with Bobby Vernon igniting Pratt's offensive attack, but now it's fed into all of his teammates as they start working their way around the arc. Here's Levine, pressure by Jacques. Levine showing demeanor to the basket, and he's got 2 again. It is 61-all. Levine ties it up. Sawyer. They work their way around the arc. Ismail Shabazz. They couldn't control it, and here comes Pratt. To the nets, and a foul is called.
You see the energy really decreasing for Five Towns here, Mike. They look tired, they look exhausted, frustrated. And that has led to Pratt's remarkable resiliency here. As, again, they were down by as much as 50-36, down by 14 at the half. And now, after that free throw is made by Slezniak, they now have the lead again.
It is simply astonishing how much this game has gone both ways. And more for Pratt, as they kicked, like I talked about before, Bobby Vernon kicking things off early on in this game. And now they They found themselves in a huge hole, somehow dug out of it, and they're back on top 62-61 with over 9 minutes to go in this second half. Sawyer trying to fool his man in front of the net. Shot by Braithwaite takes an adventure off the rim to no avail, and here comes Levine.
Another showing there, just shots not falling, the passes sometimes falling into the hands of Pratt. It's just, nothing's really working too much for the Sound
Levine,
right now.
step back Jay, and it takes a bounce off the rim. Rebound in front by Phillip, and he gets the lucky rebound for 2 and 1. 64-61. Pratt coming in with a vendetta here at FTC.
And also on that foul, that was on Nigel Braithwaite Jr., and that is his 5th and final foul. So we have another foul out, Mike. Nigel Braithwaite Jr. is done for the afternoon.
Nigel Braithwaite, Anthony Priest. Fivetown's just continuing to fall out of this one with their players just not staying disciplined, and it just leads to these big opportunities that Pratt is just capitalizing on, except for that one by Phillip.
As we've mentioned, Mike, the offense has slowed down as Pratt's offense has stepped up. Just nothing has really been going right for Fivetown for a few minutes now on the clock.
Ismail Shabazz as they work their way free. Oh, and plummeting to the floor on contact was Obasi Jackson. He drew the foul, and it was against Griffin Levine, and that's his 3rd foul, so 2 more, and then he's done for the game.
Definitely lots of fouling going on this afternoon on both sides.
For someone that's fouled out for this game, Bobby Vernon, he is still showing some energy and enthusiasm as he continues to pump himself up. But he's not going to be back in this game as much as he wants to get in. 64-63, I should say, as Jackson capitalizes on the second free throw.
That's very important because Obasi is the only fresh guy in the game right now off the bench and making himself heard with those 2 free throws.
You mentioned before, fatigue is playing a huge effect against Fivetown's today. Not what they wanted to see, especially with their top star players. Jocks almost lost control of it, able to get a handle of it, and Fivetown's keeps it in their zone. Sawyer. Jacks, that's Shabazz from the right corner, who nails it for 3. And the Sound making an immediate impact as they go back to the lead at 66-64.
And Pratt, after that one, will take a timeout, and you cannot blame them because it has been back and forth. And after a huge 3-point shot by Ismail Shabazz, he now has 5 points, and Fivetown now has the lead back. It's just going back and forth. It was such an important 2 free throws for Obasi Jackson coming off the bench, a fresh guy off the bench after a fatigued Fivetown 5 on the floor of a 4. He comes on, gets his 2 free throws, and now Shabazz hitting a big 3-pointer.
And I should say that's an enormous 3-pointer because you normally don't see Shabazz hitting those type of risky shots, especially with this late part of the game with a lot of magnitude all around you. It's just insane how much most of these players on Fivetown are contributing to this game.
And it's definitely important on Pratt's behalf. I like this timeout if I'm a Pratt fan because you definitely don't want momentum starting to shift too much because that 3-point shot by Shabazz was the 3rd, 4th, and 5th unanswered points by Fivetown. So you definitely don't want the momentum shifting too much in Fivetown's favor if you're Pratt Institute.
Exactly. You want to be able to hold these guys and force them to make mistakes and turnovers. And for you, Pratt, they need to continue to just do what Fivetown was doing late in the first half, having their foot on the gas and just showing no remorse for anything in front of them. And right there, they're doing that with the guys that are just providing these monstrous points. Akil Phillips, 17 points, 7 for 11. Titus McMillican, 15 points. Griffin Levine, 12 points. And like we mentioned all day, Bobby Vernon, who will not return to the game, with an astounding 16 points, 4 for 8. connecting with the 3 ball. Max Sass having a few words with the officials.
Well, either they have something wrong in the scorecards or Pratt is, there seems to be a lot of confusion right now because Bubby Vernon is on the floor. He has 5 fouls in the afternoon. There seems to be a lot of confusion on the floor right now.
Oh, it's been going on all game as Sass takes the clipboard and slams it to the ground.
He's getting really fired up. He's having a lot of words with the referees right now.
And you can just look how calm, cool, and confident Greg Jarzal looks. Hands in the pockets. Yes, he may be hyper-focusing on something big right here, but definitely you can tell there's a different mentality from both ends. Things will get set back in order here. I think Sass has been warned that one more word out of his mouth and he'll be ejected from this game.
So now Bubby is off the floor. That was a confusing sequence, definitely.
Oh my goodness. A lot of time consumed in that misconception. Here's Levine, step back Jay. He was off. It's good for Levine. He was off balanced, knocked down to the floor, and somehow got the shot off to get to the line. It's 67-66, and Pratt goes back to the point.
Can you just give me a second to get my jaw off the floor? My God, what a shot that was by Levine.
Same here. I had the same reaction. Man, oh man, that was just...
He finishes the 4 points on that free throw.
It was illustrating a perfect executed basketball play. Great job by Levine. Sawyer showing fake, driving to the lane. Can't get the bounce in front. Bodies go crashing down to the floor. It's Phillip picking it up. Levine from the left corner. Can't get the shot in. Here comes Five Towns marching their way back in. Turnaround pass bounces off the hand of Francois. They contain it cleanly. Shabazz from the right corner. His sweet spot. He rattles it off the rim. 7:30 to go. 68-66. The team that made the journey from Pratt Institute. Here's Levine circling the wagon, and he finds his way to the basket for 2. It's 70-66, and Pratt is starting to show signs of trying to bust things open. Sawyer, step back Jay, under pressure, and he hits it.
Nice shot, fade away by the free throw line by Sawyer. You got to keep the momentum going if you're Five Towns. The energy is high for Pratt here in this gym. You've got to keep scoring if you're the Sound to keep up.
Levine guarded by Shabazz. Levine turning on the brakes and spinning around defenders to put 2 home again. It's 72-68. Shocks to the net. Does he get the basket? He does. Holy mackerel.
Definitely a great play by Jacques, especially drawing the and one. They are keeping up with Pratt right now. But for Pratt right now, you know, I mentioned Bubby Vernon being out of the game for the rest of the afternoon, and they're going to have to find a way to keep up with Five Towns. Well, now Five Towns is having to keep up with Pratt because their players, especially led by Griffin Levine, they have just turned into a juggernaut on offense, even without Vernon.
Absolutely, and here's Levine again. You mentioned before, channeling his inner Bubby Vernon, being the team leader, carrying the explosiveness that the offense has produced all day long. Slesiak putting on the turbines, going to the basket, and he draws the foul. Five Towns continuing to take fouls and not staying disciplined. This is not what you want to see from this team, especially late.
Francois is definitely not happy with that call. It's his 4th foul now. A lot of the Five Towns Sound players are in a lot of foul trouble. You have Priest with 4. You have Francois with 4 now. Obviously, you had Braithwaite Jr. He already fouled out.
And Braithwaite is very tenacious when it comes from hitting those 3 balls from deep. So there goes one of your top players who knows how to manage it well, as this ball cascades off the rim, and it will go back to Five Towns' direction.
Big break for Five Towns on both those missed free throws. Now they have an opportunity to score here and take the lead back.
Sawyer carrying the momentum once more. Sawyer, what can he do to put Five Towns back on the board? He punishes his way to the basket for 2. He is fired up. As the electricity is reborn again here late in the second half. It's 73-72.
The gym definitely got fired up, and Kyrie Sawyer was fired up. That is the kind of energy you need if you're going to have momentum shift back in your direction, Mike.
Sawyer again hits the first and only additional basket on that sequence. So it's 74-72. And the clock continues to dwindle down as we got over 5 minutes left to play. Wide open, number 4 for 3. He doesn't have the leg on that one. It's recovered in the hands of that man, Kyrie Sawyer. Sawyer under deep pressure by Levine, somehow navigates his way through for 2. And now the momentum, like you said before, goes back towards Five Towns' way. It's 76-72. And a timeout is called by Max Sass.
And definitely another good timeout from Pratt. Again, momentum, like you said, Mike, is shifted back to Five Towns' behalf. And those 2 sequences that you saw from Kyrie Sawyer, absolutely extraordinary. He fought his way through Pratt defense to fight his way to the basket. Maybe wanted a call on that second one, but still he made it. And he is just pulling through right now with 23 points on his afternoon. And leading the way for Five Towns, their star player again. So it is fitting, and they find themselves with the lead back. There's less than 5.5 minutes to go now. Now all they have to do is just guard heavy on Pratt's offense. Stay on them. Don't allow them to get back into this one.
Not only that, but they got to keep their discipline and not take any inexcusable fouls. You don't want to find yourselves in the same hole like you did before, giving up a huge lead to Pratt, where all of a sudden you find yourselves in this tight back and forth punching bag fest.
Yeah, and you're definitely correct about that. Not giving them a lot of fouls, because the thing is, as I mentioned before, you do have a couple of players on Five Towns' behalf in foul trouble right now. You have Francois with 4. You have Anthony Priest with 4. Of course, Braithwaite Jr. is out of the game for the rest of the afternoon. He had his 5. Shabazz has 3. So these are things you have to watch out for. And by fouling, you may be giving them more free throws and more chances to score. So you're definitely correct on the fouls perspective. You definitely have to watch yourself.
Absolutely. It's all about player psychology. You just gotta be true to yourself. Be true to your team. Not take any fouls, and just stick to being disciplined. That's all that matters when the game is this close. Levine slipped up. Had it nearly stolen away by Jacques, but they're able to recapitalize. Big shot from deep by Phillip, doesn't go his way. It's recovered off the glass by Priest. Anthony Priest in dangerous foul territory as he has 4 today. 1 more than he's done. Jump shot, it circles off the rim. Rebound in front. The big man, Francois, in his final game, makes an impact. It's 78-72.
Clear height advantage there, Mike. Akil Phillip tried to get the offensive rebound, but Francois way too tall to handle. He ended up getting it and finishing.
Phillip couldn't power his way through for 2, but he draws the foul in the process. And there's what we said before. Watch out, Five Towns. They got to contain these foul. They got to contain these foul disadvantages. They have to stay disciplined.
Yeah, and that one was on Obasi Jackson. It's his 3rd on the afternoon.
There's Eric Gian. He's going to be going out for, I believe, Milliken here. All right, I should say no. That's going to be number 4. Hamday, he's in, or he's out for Milliken. Milliken on, Hamday out. Milliken in the trailer alongside Jean and Levine as Phillip takes the next shot. And it bounces off the glass. It's recovered by the big man, Francois, and alongside his senior counterpart, Jacques. Priest, guarded by Jean. Priest trying to twist and turn his way for two. It rolls off the rim. They continue to spar away for it. It's bounced out of bounds as Priest couldn't lunge and contain it. But it will be Five Towns ball.
Well, Bossy Jackson was very resilient in the paint there at the offensive rebound. Five Towns tried to get it back, and they're going to handle the inbound anyway, so they do have it back.
78-73, Jacques under some pressure, under the pressure right here by Phillip. Now it's Sawyer. Sawyer guarded by two shirts of Pratt. Jacques, step back Jay inside the paint. Rebound recovered by Francois. Hurdling, or I should say, leaping over a ton of bodies in front to corral it home for two. It's 80-73. Jean from the left corner. He wanted to contribute Bagley. It rolled off the rim. Didn't have the distance or power. Jean, or I should say Levine in front. Got it over to Slezniak. Slezniak. Now it's Levine wide open for three. Levine can't punch it home from deep. Levine gets it back from Slezniak. Across to Jean. Milliken. Jean down low. Beautiful passing play. Could not be finished. And Jean didn't have, Jean's energy diminished down low as he couldn't finish the job, and Five Towns has it back.
Mike, that is a big break by Five Towns because they did not do a good job at boxing out there, allowing Pratt to get a lot of offensive rebounds, and John wide open. That is a huge break for Five Towns as he was wide open down low and did not make the shot.
Sawyer tripped up, and he will draw the foul as much as Milliken wanted to be traveling. Five Towns goes to the line. And Kyrie Sawyer will have another chance to add to his resume that's just been so prestige all day. I should say very prestigious. It's been pristine all day. He missed the first shot right there. Sawyer's second shot doesn't go. And normally you would see Sawyer hit those shots, so would you say fatigue is starting to play a big role here late in this game?
Perhaps, Mike. I mean, Kyrie Sawyer's played a lot of minutes in this game, as he does in most games. He is one of the star players on this team, and fatigue could definitely be a factor, but he's done a lot this afternoon.
Five Towns working their way here with over 2 minutes to go. Jacques from deep. It lays a flew off the rim right there, and in comes Pratt. Phillip from deep, and he takes a chance at it. Milliken can't grab hold of the rebound. It goes off of him, and Five Towns gets it back.
Yeah, Milliken was the last one to touch that, so big possession for Five Towns here. 2:16 to go, and they're up by 8, or 7 rather. So if they could get a score here, perhaps even a three-pointer, that'd be huge with the diminishing time on the clock.
Got about 2:05 to go in this second half. Sawyer to the nets as he tried to finagle his way through traffic. Couldn't finish the job. He drew the foul in the process with 1:58 to go. And Slezniak gets his third foul of the day.
Free throws at this point in the game, Mike, when you have a close game, are so important.
Absolutely, and there's what you not or you don't want to do. And the pressure, if he doesn't hit this one, the pressure is going to start to mount for Five Towns as they are going to need to stand their ground. But thankfully, he hits his second shot after missing the first attempt. Levine back in, entering hostile territory. Phillip. Milliken, left corner deep, he's got it!
Three-pointer.
Titus Milliken says, we're not going home yet. It's 81-76. Obasi Jackson was maybe looking for a three-point chance, and a 5 times is called by Greg Jarzel with a $1:30 to go here in this second half.
Good timeout call by Jarzel. I mean, yes, you in hindsight, you are still up by 5 points, but if you're 5 towns, you don't want any sort of momentum shifting when you have that 5-point lead with just a minute and a half to go. And Milliken, who has just been so effective from three-point land this afternoon, he is 5 for 6 from three-point land. He hardly misses. It is absolutely incredible what he has done this afternoon. And even how Pratt is staying in this one without Bubby Vernon, they are staying resilient, but so is 5 towns. They keep on scoring, and they need to find a way to do so for the remainder of the time on the clock.
Now, Dozell, what is there going to be some type of special audible that Jarzel is going to be utilizing for this final minute and a half, I should say? Like, because right now, Pratt, they're not letting off the gas, and 5 towns, they're starting to feel a little pressure with their players becoming fatigued. Is there something that Jarzel is going to come up with to make sure that the lead, they stay on top in this one?
Definitely keep the aggressive defense up and guard Milliken in three-point land. That's definitely one big thing as we've seen throughout this game, especially in the second half. Keep the aggression up despite the fatigue. Just keep the energy going for the rest of the time. That's very important. Do not slack on any of these drives. There's not a lot of time left. Your season is coming down to a close. Leave it all on the court for this last minute and a half.
It's crazy how much we went from talking to Bubby Vernon to now Titus Milliken. It just shows how many weapons Pratt Institute has that know how to work the three ball in their own perfect way, as this one is bounced around, recovered by Obasi Jackson. Toss all the way from the left corner by Jocks to Priest, and now it's handled by Sawyer. Sawyer letting the clock dwindle down a little bit. You don't want to make a mistake here. Shot clock at 7. Priest from the right corner rises up. Rebound is kept and recovered by Pratt. Phillip driving to the lane, evading the pressure. He was knocked down. Priest puts it behind his back so amazingly. And now Sawyer escapes, throws it across to Priest. Priest with 4 fouls today. 39 seconds to go. And a foul is called against
Pratt. Foul number 20,
Pratt.
Phillip.
Yeah, that's going to be a reach on Akil Phillip.
It's his 4th.
Akil Phillip with his 4th foul of the day.
Shooting
One more
is
than
Corey
he
Jacks.
will be done based off fouling out. And Corey Jacks to the line. And there's still about 38.1 to go for 5 towns. You just want to continue to drain these shooting opportunities one by one. There's one right there to make it 82-76.
Big free throws here by Jackson. He has done a very nice job from the free throw line this afternoon. And he finishes off nicely there.
83-76 now. Levine, 35 to go. Almost got it taken away by Jacques. Will Milliken from the left corner. Couldn't get the job done from deep. A foul is called against Pratt, as now they will rely on the free throw line to keep them alive in this one.
So yes, the shot clock will be off, and Corey Jacks again headed to the free throw line
Pratt foul number 30.
as he draws the foul. Things are starting to look pretty secure for 5 towns, but you still don't want to take that foot off the gas pedal.
Absolutely, and Jacques with 20 points, having himself a miraculous send-off in this one. .7. Jacques has 2 in, and Mike, here comes Levine again. 20 seconds to go. Levine to the left side, nearly intercepted by Sawyer. Shot from Levine, rattles off the rim. Phillip from deep in the left pocket. With 3.4 to go. It's recovered by Five Towns. And Mike Scordero, since this is your last broadcast, I want you to take us home right here.
You want me to take you home? All right. Well, there is 3.4 seconds remaining on the clock. It is 85-76 with free throws still to come from Corey Jacks, who has been as sensational as they come from the free throw line this afternoon.
In for Pratt, number 4, Hamza.
So congratulations to Five Towns. Before this game ends, I want to congratulate the Five Towns Sound men on another good year in this program. Year number 3. They will finish with a 9-8 record after this victory is sealed up. Congratulations to John Francois and Corey Jacks on graduating, and they will be graduating with me in May. So this is their last game. Have to be proud of finishing off their Five Towns career here with a victory, as it is now 86-76. And Corey Jacks will go for one more. And that one's off the mark. They have a 10-point lead, and the clock is going to expire right now. That is the game, Mike. Five Towns wins 86-76. What a game we had here, Mike. So much physicality, so much intensity, and again with Akil Phillip falling to the ground again. He got banged up a lot this afternoon, but honestly, credit to both sides for playing such an intense basketball game. Lots of scoring, lots of intense defense, lots of back and forth action. Pratt taking the lead, Five Towns taking the lead. So what a game we just saw to finish out the year.
An absolute roller coaster journey. They went back and forth from the start. Bobby Hernan kicked things off with his boisterous presence, nailing 10 points. He grabbed a hold of a lot of three-pointers before fouling out. Pratt was able to get out of a huge hole after giving up huge points to Five Towns late in the first half. And then it just became an all-out barn burner the rest of the way as these guys just continued to trade punches one by one, one-punch blows back and forth. It was just amazing, Mike.
That's right, and on Five Towns' behalf, you had Corey Jackson, Kyrie Sawyer with great afternoons, and the Five Towns Sound men fighting so hard, staying resilient in this, slowing down a bit around the middle of the second half, but they stayed with it. They kept up with Pratt, and they ended up coming away with the win, getting the energy when it was most needed. When they looked tired, they stayed motivated, and they kept on going. So this is a great finish to the season. Five Towns finishes 9-8.
That's just phenomenal, especially like you mentioned before, they stood their ground and they were able to stay alive when it came to staying disciplined, when it comes to getting into the foul troubles. We had Priest on the verge of being fouled out, and it didn't help with Braithwaite, one of your three-point top players, just not playing the rest of the way.
That's right, Mike. Well, on my behalf, this is my last broadcast on the Five Towns basketball game, so I want to thank Five Towns and everyone involved in this whole production for giving me the opportunity to do it. Mike, it was great to introduce you during the last 3 games here. You've done a great job, and a great job to the Five Towns Sound men and the Five Towns Sound women who concluded their season last Sunday. Just a great job all around. But on behalf of everyone here at Five Towns, the broadcasting crew, the production crew, absolutely everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to come back next season for some great Five Towns college basketball. I'm Mike Scudero. That's Mike Calandra. We'll see you next time.